Right. I finally got a day off. And look, it's kind of sunny. Cool. Okay. And I got to drain out all the gas. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to pull it all out without dropping the tank. That way we can get it running again. You guys know about this one? Take an air compressor, put you in some air, make sure there's a towel around there, you know, kind of seal up the, make it all airtight, give her some air, and look, no more drinking gas. Comes right out. And there we go. Got almost 3 gallons, about 3 gallons of gas out. I'll just take it down to the recycle center, get rid of it, or use it in a lawnmower, but I don't know, it's over 1.5 years old, so I don't know, it doesn't really even smell like gas. I mean, you could tell, you could smell the tinge of gas. This doesn't have that. It's stale, it's ready to be recycled, so. All right, now that we got most of the gas out of the tank, it's probably down to just 1 gallon or so. Replace the fuel filter. It's only a couple of screws, actually. So you got this guy up here. This guy holds it in place. Just follow the arrow. The arrow is the flow direction, so it comes from the tank this way, goes down all the way to the motor. Okay, and if you do need a part number on here, was it 33486? And I believe we got the same exact one here. 33486. I believe this is a Wix fuel filter. Nothing special. Alright, so to actually take it all off, of course you got to get to this guy here first. That way your whole filter will be hanging. There's a couple of ways of doing this. Now really, speed is the key here. I'm going with take off the hose, take off the hose. You are going to have some gas leaking out, and you may have this siphon effect, just depending on how much gas you got in there, coming from the fuel pump, going all the way over here. So you could pinch it, with some vice grips or something, but then you may damage the hose a little bit. Or you can just kind of hold on to it, some pliers just to pinch it off, or just go as fast as you can. But this really, I got a bucket. Just in case there's any flow, any spillage, you don't want to be spilling gas all over the place, even if it's bad gas. One thing I heard a long time ago from my dad and my grandpa is that if you have really, really old, like bad gas, it almost turns into like an acid and start like burning your skin off. You won't really feel it till like a day or two later. Like if you spill some on you on direct skin, then it'll start cracking everywhere and start bleeding. It's not good stuff. So wear some gloves, protective. Get your glasses. I know. Don't want to have no splashback, especially when it's bad gas. I mean, any gas, but still. Let's get to work. Hello, me from the future. Just want to show you something I kind of forgot. Okay, so when you look at your fuel line here, it's going to be pressurized. Okay, lots of pressure. Every time you turn that key, it's your pump is working hard to kick all of the fuel up here. And of course, you got your little regulator over here to keep everything all pressure stable. But with all this pressure built up, as soon as you take that hose off, it's going to spit some gas in your face. Ask me how I know. It's been a while since I worked on a Jeep. Gotta forgive me, I forget the little things. But hey, maybe you guys won't. Anyway, take this guy off. The little Schrader valve inside there, like a bike tire. What you do, just relieve that pressure. Just push something in there, Hear a little gurgling. Oop, a little bit of gas came out. Yeah, that's not too good. Well, it'll evaporate in a second, but usually have like a rag or something here, but do that a couple of times, just relieve, make it all nice and neutral. That way when you pour your hoses, you're not going to get spit in the face. Okay, so we got this guy off. It's just got this little like hinge type thing where it just kind of sits right in here, and then that's it. One bolt and it just basically falls off. I did want to point out here something. A lot of people actually don't really realize this, but this here, this guy already loosened it, but so this is a fuel line clamp. You could tell because it wraps all the way around. That's a fuel one. This one is not. This is just a hose clamp. You can tell with the little dashes. This is the wrong one. You're not supposed to use these. This is the one you're supposed to use. They wrap all the way around. I don't know if you could tell. You can see that? Where it kind of, it doesn't like dig into it, but it really tightens it all the way around. Now these guys actually can cut into it. Look at that, I found an extra one. Let's go put that one in there. Alright, just open up the brand new filter, and I just want to show you here. This don't have no arrows anywhere. But you look real careful on one of the sides. Oh, there it is. It says in. This one you'd think it says out, but it actually doesn't. So be very careful. You put these in backwards, it's not going to work. So make sure this is in, flow. You could even write yourself a little reminder. Also a good idea, just like when you change your oil, put in your mileage or the date or both. Go steal one of your kids' Posca markers and have at it. All right, we got our arrows. I'm currently at about 229,000, and it's November of 2024. I know you don't have to do this every time, but it makes it so much easier. If you come back in the future, 2-3 years from now, you're like, didn't I change that? Yeah, I probably changed it. Did you? It's the little things that count. All right, there we are, back together. Not so hard. A couple of hoses. While we're here, we got that new clamp installed, so now everything is as it should be. Got our numbers. Cool. All right, now that the filter's in, it's kind of same thing. You have to come back to this again. So it's kind of fun. What you do is you turn on the key. Don't start it. Just turn on the key, and it'll build up pressure. Now your whole line is probably going to be empty, so there's no gas. It's just air. So you turn on the key, and it builds up a little bit. And then push the thing, and you're most likely just going to get air. Then go turn off the key, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, and every time come back out and push this. Every time you're doing this, what you're doing is you're burping the system, you're getting all the air out of it. You only have to do this like, I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe 5 times. This actually happens to if you ever run out of gas on the freeway or something, and you fill up the gas in the back, and you're like, why won't it start? You'd be sitting there forever running the key over and over and over, and the pump is doing its best to kick it all to you, but all that being air, that takes a long time to work itself out. So I think you're pretty good, pretty stable. You got all your air out, got your little towel here, you see nothing but gas popping out. You see nothing but gas coming out, that's good. Then now's a good time to, with the key on, keep it all pressurized, run back underneath and see if you're leaking anything, because this is, if you're going to be leaking, probably it's going to be now, because it's all pressurized. You're just sitting there. You don't want to have any leaks on your hoses, so always follow up with those.